As you look at these two doors, this is our elevator door, and this is just our normal entry door. If you'll notice, the doors are identical. The only differences between the two doors, if you look at this handle, it's completely smooth without a lock or a lock release feature. And if you look at this door, it actually has the lock on the middle of it. Otherwise, there's no difference between these two doors. So if you was to have a fire in this building, uncontrolled by a sprinkler system, and you're doing a search in a limited vision environment, these doors are going to seem the same to you. If you look at this door, because there's no elevator installed, there is no lock on this door. And I'll show you one upstairs in just a minute. But as I pull on this, all that's holding it shut is typical to your pantry, just like a little a ball latch where it has to click in place. So as I open this door, now you'll see the bottom of the elevator shaft, and we'll have the camera span up. So as you can see, this shaft expands up to the top, which is 3 stories, and these are the homes at Lemon and Cole Street. And so a lot of the new homes being built in Marietta are having elevators installed. So I'll do a quick little video on things to look for in these elevators so that you know that there is an elevator on the other side of that door. So one thing you'll notice is the doors, whether the elevator door or regular door, they look identical. There's no difference in design. The only thing that you may notice is that this is always going to be a solid core door, whereas a true interior door may be hollow core. Some of this new housing is on the upper end in pricing, so a lot of the interior doors are solid core doors throughout as well, so you may not be able to tell that difference. Elevator doors are always going to have a smooth handle. They're set up kind of like a pantry where they just kind of click in place and there's no latch to hold it. Whereas your other interior doors may have a locking latch or some type of pinhole to release the lock. So once the elevator is installed, there's going to be a plate placed by the elevator company, and this contains your, in this situation, a crescent keyhole. And that keyhole is what will be used to unlock that door if you had to make an elevator rescue. Outside of this, the only thing that's going to be noticeable is there'll be like a little panel, which is just your call button. Whenever you press the call, that'll call the elevator to that floor. Once it arrives, it'll light up the spot that says car here, so that way you know the car's on the floor. So, as you open up the door, you'll see that the elevator is on this floor. We've got a solid latch pin here. The elevator company mounts a lock box just inside the door frame. So while the house is being built, none of this is in place. This looks like a normal door. So if there was a fire in the structure prior to the elevator being here, all these features aren't going to be here. It's just going to be a door. So when you open it, it'll just be elevator shaft. So be aware of this, that where the building is at in the construction phase, what things to look for. So this has just a simple latch. So this solid latch pin is going to go into the latch box. It just lifts to lock it in place. Same thing as if you're using that crescent key, you need to open the door, you'll just stick it in and just lift that latch up for the door to open. When the elevator car arrives, it's going to arrive with the accordion door closed. So if you're doing a rescue or if you're opening up a door that has an elevator on that floor, you're obviously going to run into this whenever you open up that door. Once inside the elevator, you see they have just normal controls, like any elevator would have. Floor that you would press to go to, an emergency stop, and then a telephone keypad to call out for emergency. All right, now we'll step around the corner and we'll show you where the hydraulics are. In this situation, they're mounted in the garage. So the first thing you'll notice is if you respond to emergency, we've got there's going to be 2 different stations. The 120 volt is for the lights for the elevator cab. Then we got 240 volt, which is the actual controls for the elevator to raise and lower it. These elevators are hydraulically controlled. So once they go into the elevator control panel, This is going to be your hydraulic pump. Most of the time on 3-story buildings, these have 25 gallons of hydraulic fluid. If there's a 4th floor, it's going to have 30 gallons of hydraulic fluid. Both caustic and flammable, so know that if you have a breach in this container or if there's fire impinging on it, that is a flammable material that's inside there.